Friday night live stream. Just setting her up as we go. As usual, it's never ready until we actually go live. So setting everything up. I hope you are having a great week. It's over. The weekend is here. 7:46 p.m. Eastern time. If you're watching this later on, just going to wait for people to sign on. And I'm going to continue to set up and get the comment section ready before we get going, which looks like we are good to go on that now. All right. So let's see who's around. Hello, first person. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. I feel like this screen is crooked, but I know if I adjust it too much, something's going to go wrong. Greg, what's up? Western New York. Good to see Western New York. How you doing, Jim? Good to see you. TC, hello. So I got my comments set up down here, camera set up there. Greg is in Kentucky. Love it. We'll see how many people are around. Andrew, what's up? Doug, how you doing? It has been a long time, Doug. I'm glad you're here. Sometimes we do Thursday night. Sometimes we do Friday night. Really depends on scheduling. So a lot of people ask for Friday night. So tonight will be a good idea of what's going on as far as when is the best time to do these live streams. Usually we do live streams at the lot on Sunday morning when I'm all done with my dealership walk, pop on the camera, talk to you guys for about 15 minutes. It's always a good time. But the best part about doing a Friday night live stream is we get to have a couple beverages together. So High Voltage, how you doing? Good to see you. Cheers to everyone, to the military and emergency services of the United States and Canada. We love you. Thank you for all you do. The first sip is for you, of course. Delicious sip at that. David, what's going on? Other David, hello. Two Davids back to back. It is good to see that there are people around this evening. I like it. Once again, a last minute thing. And if you saw my comment I made, I put up a post about this earlier in the week. There was supposed to be a giveaway announcement tonight. I have to postpone that for a few days because something, I don't even know what went wrong, but we had a miscommunication between me and the manufacturer. So if that doesn't go the direction I hope it goes, I will change it up and offer something else for a giveaway. So just so you know, there will be a giveaway on this channel very shortly. It will be announced as soon as everything is buttoned up. Until yesterday, it was good to go. And then a little miscommunication. I want to see if it settles itself out. If not, I'll figure out some other Tundra part to give you guys. So slight postponement on that, my bad. Greg says checking in from Key West on vacation. Very nice. You should go have a good time, though. You're in Key West. Mr. Alaris says just picked up a 2024 SR5 4x4 TRD off-road, $54,000 before taxes, fees, California. How'd I do? That's not bad at all for today's prices. And you're in California, which is like the markup capital of the world. So that's really good. Eric, what's going on? Monty, how you doing? RCSB will be coming out soon because the weather is getting nicer. I like it. Rick says, hey, Mark, love your channel. Thanks for all your hard work. Rick, thanks for stopping in. You make the hard work fun, buddy. Chris, what's up, buddy? What's up with all the recalls? I think I'm different from everybody else. I don't hate the recalls. I like the fact that they're trying to make this truck right and they're issuing recalls versus acting like nothing is going wrong. The last one was a simple update in the system or in the CPU or whatever. And, I'm not mad about the recalls. There are a lot, but in my mind, they just want to make the thing right. And that is what we're dealing with. When the 07 came out, there were recalls. When I bought my 2014, when they did the refresh, there were recalls. This is a lot of recalls, but get it taken care of now. So in a couple model years, everything is great. Once again, I always have to say this. Some people have a lot of trouble with their new generation Tundra. And then there's some people like me, 2023, no issues whatsoever, runs like a top. I have my service scheduled for mid-March, and they're taking care of all the recalls. So I can't wait to see how that comes back. It was funny because the recalls started to come out right after I had my last service. So there's like 4 different recalls or service bulletins happening with an oil change and a tire rotation. So they had to order parts, and they asked me when the truck comes in to be under a quarter tank of fuel. So, but overall, recalls, no one likes them, but at the same time, at least they're taking care of it. So let me know what you think about that. SP says, thoughts on a TRD Pro versus a Platinum with off-road package. Well, TRD Pro is awesome. I've owned quite a few of them. But there's just something about that Platinum with the TRD off-road. Very hard to find. I put up a picture the other day of a gentleman who got himself a 6.5-foot bed crew max with the TRD off-road package Platinum. I mean, the thing is beautiful. And I don't think people understand by reading your comments how hard they are to find. Platinum with the TRD off-road is very hard to find. There's like 26 on the ground in the nation. Now think of that. 50 states, all of the Tundras out there, there's only 26 Platinum with TRD off-roads. I drove all the way to Virginia to see a Platinum with the TRD off-road package. They are the hardest Tundra to get. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit different and, you know, a little bit scarce, Platinum with the TRD off-road. If you're looking for something that packs a punch with some road presence and is pretty much different from all the other Tundras, you know, marker lights, 1.5 inches wider, go with the TRD Pro. You'll probably get a better deal on the Platinum with the TRD off-road versus the TRD Pro, but that's hit or miss, and that depends on where you go, of course. Nick, how you doing? Galactic, Eastern North Carolina. Good to see. What's the temperature in North Carolina? I always forget to ask this on my recent live streams when we do these night ones. Where is everybody coming from? Where are you in the world? I always like to know where I'm talking to everyone. We're going to call you Mr. A. Mr. A says, love watching the videos, and I appreciate you watching the videos, sir. May says, Canadian here. I'm looking at a 2021 Army Green Tundra Pro. First thing, right off the bat, we got to talk about that. The Army Green Pro was 2020. It wasn't Army Green Pro in 2021. So just make sure you know what you're looking at. I don't want to see anybody make any mistake. It has 60,000 miles on it. The guy wants 43,000 for it. It looks fantastic. Buy or no buy. Make sure it's a TRD Pro. And if it is a TRD Pro in Army Green, it's 2020. And that seems like high in price, but in today's market, that's probably the best you'll see. And being the TRD Pro holds its value even better. But just do a little Kelly Blue Book and make sure that fits right in that range. Doug says seems high. Everything's high. That's the problem. If we're talking normal times, that's a high number, but these aren't normal times. Did you guys see that video I made last week of the Cement 2021 Limited? They wanted like 48 grand for that. Truck was like low 50s, brand new. But only, I forget what it had on it, 21,000 miles, something like that. You just got to know what you're picking and make sure the truck is in tip top. But 60,000 miles is kind of high. But again, those TRD Pro values are weird. They always stay up there. Not sure exchange rate. Gerardo says, Tundra Limited TRD off-road dealer wants 59.3. What do you guys think? Fair. So that's a tough question for anyone to answer because we don't know how the truck is built. What are the features on it? What are the options in it? Because I've seen limited prices down in the mid 50s all the way up to the 70s, depending on what is in it. So things like that will matter for if it's a good deal or not. You got to remember, it's very hard to tell you what's a good price or not. It really should come down to you, the consumer, because who cares what anybody else thinks? If you can afford it and you've done your research and you're seeing what these MSRP prices are, you could kind of go off of that. So at the end of the day, you're the one that has to pay your car note. So if you feel good and comfortable with it, that's step one. Mr. Tuning, how you doing? Let's see. Galactus says that's not a bad price, but plenty of mileage. Yup. David says Alberta, Canada, in the house. Good to know. Jared says my 04 just hit 56,000 miles. Keep that thing forever, Jared. Chris says Oklahoma, and it's cold and rainy. Yeah, I hear that. Douglas says, can you put a build in? I heard 2 months ago that you can't build one. You can't. Toyota doesn't do customer ordering. What you'll have to do is talk to your dealer and see if they have any allocations of what you're looking for, or they'll search around and find in some of the dealerships fairly local to you. I mean, they could take that radius and go way out and find what you want. If you want something that's fairly common, it'll be out there, but they can't order. They could check their allocations to see what they have coming in or what they're allowed to bring in. Don't forget, some people have this in their head that every dealership can order whatever they want. That's not the case. If Toyota's like, okay, dealer A, you can have a limited, There has to be a certain parameter with that limited. It can't just be like, all right, well, I could have 14 limiteds and I want them all nightshade. There's like a number they go off of what they have to fill and how many ones they're allowed to get, like an allotment. So it's not just like a dealership can go, okay, you want this? All right, we'll get you that. They have to make sure they have that allocation or an allocation that they could build up on coming in. And again, if not, they will search around to sister dealerships, to other dealerships in the area, and see if they could find something at least close to what you want. It's very annoying. I wish Toyota would just go to the customer orders at this point, just because other, the big three have customer ordering, and the peace of mind to be able to be like, this is what I want. I say this in almost every video. I know it's annoying by now, but I got to keep saying it because I feel it in my heart. These trucks are not cheap. If you're going to spend this kind of money on a truck or any vehicle, you're going to want to get exactly what you want. So if you do your research, you spend your hard-earned money on what you want, you do your research, you know exactly what you want to get on the truck, to be able to go in, sit down, and literally pick the options you want, that would be ultimate peace of mind. I think we're to the point where Toyota needs to get on that train with the big three, because we're trying to look for ways here to where, again, what I just said, people getting what they want, no settling, because you're not going to have people settle. You're going to have people walk away, and that's going to hurt your bottom line if they can't get what they want. So the good news is these dealerships are filling back up, depending on where you are in the country. Around me, all the dealerships are filling back up, and there's a lot of variety. Now, some people think, oh, the dealerships are filling back up because they can't sell them. You saw my video yesterday about the iForce Max. They're having trouble selling the iForce Max. But other Tundras, they're filling up. They're going back to like pre-2020 levels. Because if you remember back in the day, there was always a number of Tundras on every lot. We don't want to see 4 Tundras on the lot. We want to see 15 Tundras on the lot. So when we go and select, we have stuff to look at. We're not forced into a Platinum or forced into something we don't want. We want to be able to go there and be like, all right, well, there's only 8 here today, but there's 8 different ones and different trims, and I have a little bit to work with. Because some people, on one hand, this is what they want, exactly this, has to be this option, this option, this option, that's over here. And then there's other people like, well, I know I want a Tundra. I know I want it to be limited. Everything else we can figure out. So that's what variety is all about. We want to see the lots full. We just want to see the lots full with deals and variety. I didn't even have a soda. I'm on fire right now, huh? Surprised. I thought I'd be very tired for this. All right, I'm sorry. Back at it. Way behind now because of the rant. You guys got a rant. 12 minutes into it. I like that. Andrew says 36 degrees in western Massachusetts. Chilly. I think it's high 30s now, maybe still low 40s. It was in the 40s all day here in New Jersey. Monty's in New Hampshire. May says, my mistake on the year, it is a 2020. I had an Army Green 2020. I love that truck. North Carolina, a little windy and currently 52. Nice temperature. Greg says, I'd like to see a mashup with a Heritage grill and a Platinum 1794 Capstone grill. Okay. Sure, it can be done. Don't forget, just in case anybody doesn't know, a little plug, and the plug is for you. If you go over to websites like sparksparts.com, promo code TundraDude34 saves you 5%. You could buy any grill you want for your Tundra, any generation. So it's on my wall. I got that from Spark Parts because I love Quicksand 2016 TRD Pros, and I never had one, so that's the closest I'll ever be to owning one. But if you have a Tundra and you want to do things to it, all the parts are there. The minute you go to the page, you're going to see, I think it says 2016 and up upgrades and 22 and up. Click that. You'll see all the stuff you could do to your truck. Peter says 22 SR5 TRD off-road. Dealt with a couple recalls, parking brake reflash, and going in Monday for 25K service, and the transmission reflash, yes. Other than that, no other issues, couple of minor trim things. So again, with the recalls, at least you're taking care of them. At least they're issuing them. So when we go in, this can all be taken care of. If you're having issues, you mentioned some trim issues on the 2022. I heard a lot of people complain about trim issues. I have a 2023, no rattling, no shaking, no trim issues, no center console cover issues. So that, at least every time I get into a Tundra, press vehicle, whatever, I always shake everything and look at the areas that everybody has complained about to see if at least on that particular vehicle, they were fixed. But I've lucked out with my 2023. And, I didn't know I was going to buy this 2023 until maybe about a week before, when I was doing a dealership walk, I saw it and I was like, man, I don't want to do this TRD Pro payment anymore. I like that though. So I talked to the salesman there and was able to knock my payment down about a little over, it was $219 a month. I was able to knock my payment down, and that put me back into reality. And yeah, I've had no problems whatsoever with this truck. And I knock on wood. I knock on as much wood that's around me because I hope there never is an issue. Runs like a top. I enjoy it. There's going to be a year update next month in April. Do that video. Talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's see what we got. I'm lost. Wow, you guys are kicking it with the chat tonight. I love that. It's easy. It's easy to just blow through it. First off, has everybody got a beverage? Are we having a good time out there? All right, back at it. Mr. Tuning said, oh, wait, hold on. Jared says rain and 60 degrees in Birmingham. Mr. Tuning, how you doing? Peter, Maryland. When you make walk-in deal, oh, when am I going to walk a lot in Maryland? Sometimes I wait for dealerships to reach out. So if you know any dealerships that want to be walked, have them email me, tundradude34@gmail.com, and I will go from there. Reg, what's up, pal? How you doing? Doug says, CrewMax 6.5-foot bed, panoramic roof, tow mirrors is impossible to find. So yeah, you can build one of them on the Toyota website, but then the hard part is finding it. Do this. If you know somebody in the dealership that you do business with, have them do a nationwide search for exactly what you're talking about and see how many are out there. There's got to be something, right? So what did you want? CrewMax 6.5-foot bed, panoramic roof, tow mirrors. All right, so you're going to either be in a Platinum, a Limited, or a 1794. So all you really need to do if you go Platinum or 1794, the panoramic roof is already on it. You just have to find one with the 6.5-foot bed and the tow mirrors. I've seen ones with the 6.5-foot bed. I think I saw a Platinum with the tow mirrors and the 6.5-foot bed maybe about a year ago. You'd have to go through my dealership walk videos. There was one at my local lot here. Luxury Meets Capability, I think was the name of that video, but it was a very long time ago. Excuse me. The burps will begin. I'm sorry about that. You know how it happens. Let's see. Brian says, is the crew cab with 6.5-foot bed a popular choice for buyers? Not really. Every dealership will get a few of them. I guess it depends on where you are in the country. The reason you see the CrewMax with the 5.5-foot bed out there so much is because that's the most popular choice. Dealerships will order what they know will sell, and then they'll have less of everything else. So if you go around the country, you don't even have to drive around the country. If you go onto the websites of these different dealerships, you will see they're heavy on certain Tundras. I have never seen a brand new generation SR in any of these lots I've walked up here, not one. I saw a used one at Scranton Toyota back in last summer. Never saw a new one up here. But if you go on some websites, dealerships in other parts of the country, half the lot is SRs. So it all depends on where you are in the country. They want to put the trucks on the lot they know will sell. Okay? So kind of goes like that. Dash says, good evening, Mark. How you doing? Florida in the house. I like it. 2022 limited TRD off-road package, 6.5-foot bed. Very nice. Thank God, no issues at all. 17,000 miles. Would you happen to have tow mirrors on that truck? I'd love to know. Douglas says, lots out there, not with options I want. And I don't think it's a cheap upgrade to put the tow mirrors on. I don't think it's a plug-and-play setup. I think there's a lot more to it. I mean, if you have the cashola, I'm sure there's a dealership out there that would do it, but I think it's a lot more of, an intense kind of change out than we would hope. Mundo is here from Texas. I like it. Texas always has to be represented every time we do a live stream. It is where the Tundra is from. San Antonio. TMMTX. Gotta love it. Dill's Place says, sorry if you already covered this a while back, but why did Sparks Parts stop offering the Magnuson? I'm not sure. Maybe they had a contract with them or something and they just ended it. I don't really know anything about that. But I bought the Magnuson there in, I think it was 2017. And then they had a couple more years. And then I just saw that when you clicked on it, it said item not for sale anymore. So their agreement, their partnership probably ended. Something like that. I don't think it's anything, crazy. May says, these chats are pretty informative. Thanks. Hey, thanks for being here. You make it informative. Nick says, Hendersonville, Tennessee, 63 degrees. That is the perfect temperature, ladies and gentlemen. Scott says, what is the main difference between the two engines? One's a hybrid and one is not. That's the only difference. They're both 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 setups, and one has a hybrid on it. and that's the iForce Max. Mundo says, I was thinking about getting Tundra Limited, but some videos of them getting stuck have been a bit disheartening. Enjoy the information. What do you mean getting stuck? Talk to me, Goose. Andrew says, nice sweatshirt, Mark. Hope things are good. Hey, if you like the sweatshirt, I don't know if it's still on there. They change out their inventory every once in a while. Toyota Outfitters. It is the official merchandise of Toyota, TRD, and Toyota Racing. Head over to that website, Toyota Outfitters. Use promo code TundraDude. All caps, one word, TundraDude. No 34, just TundraDude. Saves you 25% site-wide. They got everything on there. Cups, mugs, shirts, jackets, hoodies, hats. Everything you could think of, signs, 25% off. It's a pretty good deal. Let's see. Andrew, this is your night, buddy. You're all about the Friday night live streams. I'm doing it for you, pal. Top Notch says, greetings, Tundra Dude. Hello. I have a 2013 Crewmax 4x4 with 60,450 miles, mint condition. However, my lawn care business is requiring me to purchase a larger truck, maybe an F-250 or GMC 2500 HD. Well, I mean, listen, for landscaping and business reasons, that makes a lot of sense. But 2013 is one of my favorite years of Tundra all time, and it will be a shame to see that go. But I've heard, depending on where you are in the country, there's some pretty good deals right now on both the F-250 and GMC 2500. And I did see real quick that Ram was offering 10% off of MSRP as their incentive. I don't know if that's for the heavy duty stuff or just the 1500s, but hey, something to look into. Eric says, Mark, love the channel. I love you, Eric. Here in Michigan, what's your most favorite Tundra you owned and why? Very great question there. Not a easy question to answer. I've loved all of them I've owned, which is why I bought them. But there are a few that stick out. Can I give you a top three? Number one, in no particular order, I liked my 2009, which was a 5.7 liter double cab TRD off-road. It was in white. I put a 3-inch lift on it from Rough Country. I put those Rockstar XD wheels on it before everybody started to hate them. It was when they first came out. It had Toyo all-terrain 33 by 12.50, 18 tires, mud tires. I got a true dual exhaust custom made with Flowmaster 40 single shots. It had, oh my God, I forget the name of the brand of cold air intake. Volant, I think VOLANT. Yeah, I think that's the brand. Volant intake, which at the time was the pretty good intake for Tundra. Had a lot of stuff on it. I know I'm missing things. I had an upgraded skid plate because I broke the heck out of the truck off-road. That was back when off-roading in New Jersey was a lot easier than it is these days. That truck was great. And that truck was great because I put all of my heart and soul into it. I could barely afford the thing. My allotted money for vehicle was this, and I spent it on that truck. And then I slowly did things to it. And anytime I had a little extra money, I'd throw something else on it. And that was a great truck. That was probably definitely in my top three. Number two, trying to think of all my Tundras here. I got to say the Platinum Pro that we put the supercharger on. We did the TRD Bilstein Pro. I almost said exhaust. It was the TRD exhaust, but the TRD Pro suspension, the Bilstein one, not the Fox one that came later. We did the it was basically a TRD Pro with a supercharger, and that truck was freaking awesome. Third, I'm going to go with what I have in my driveway right now, my 2023. I love that truck. People give me crap all the time because, they're like, oh, you had all these Tundras. There's no way you like the new gen. I do like the freaking new gen. I know some don't, and God bless you, and to each their own. But I love my truck for what I use it for what I use the bed for, the 2 or 3 times I'll tow a boat in the middle of the year around summer. It's awesome. The sports equipment, the bikes we throw in the back, the bowling crap, the golf stuff, our trips we take. It's awesome. The trips I take to all these dealerships, it's a comfortable interior. I love the 14-inch screen, with doing navigation and everything. It's just a very good interior as far as drivability. iForce engine is great, powerful, love it. Fuel mileage is very good on the regular iForce. I just enjoy that truck. So that has to be in the top 3. Honorable mentions would be all of them. I like all my Tundras, but those are the 3, that I really, really like. I'm actually very surprised I like this one as much as I do. When I was going from the 2022 Pro and going into this truck, I was like, wow, this is a step down, but it's going to save me money. I'll deal with it. It's fine. The SR5 is where I belong because I can't afford anything more than an SR5 at this point. But yeah, I don't know. It's a great truck. It's really grown on me. In the beginning, I was kind of, I don't know. When I got the bed cover on it, it made the double cab a little easier to live with because anything now I just throw in the bed if it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm as happy as can be. But those are my top three. To recap real quick, my 09 57, my 2017 Platinum that we did the Supercharged Pro setup on it, and this one. Those are my three. Now let me go find where that was. Let's see. All right. Great question, Eric, by the way. Andrew's on Coke Zero right now. First off, Pepsi Zero Sugar. The black can is 10 times better than that. You're welcome. I thought limited is highest trim with the 6.5 foot bed. No, sir. You could get the 6.5 foot bed on the limited. Well, we should say all of them. You could get the 6.5 foot bed on SR5 with the Crew Max, limited with the Crew Max, Platinum and 1794 with the Crew Max. So actually, if you go look at my dealership walk videos, I hate to keep plugging you on the dealership walk videos, but that is the most popular sets of videos everybody watches. A couple weeks ago when I was at Koch 33 in Easton, Pennsylvania, they had a 1794 with the 6.5 foot bed. Last week when I was in Dayton, Toyota, they had a limited with the 6.5 foot bed, Crew Max, and an SR5, same setup. Milo in the house. How you doing, pal? Question, Tundra 5.5 foot bed can fit a standard garage? Meaning, can it fit in a standard garage? That's going to be however, whatever the measurements on your garage is, because every garage is different. But some people can fit their 5.5 foot beds in there. I don't think the 6.5 foot bed would go. Cut off money for not buying local. What does that mean? What are we asking there? Please rephrase. Jimmy, what's up, buddy? Kyle says, just logged in. Hello, Kyle. Good to see you. I have an SR5 TRD off-road with tow mirrors. Love them. Some people love them. Some people hate them. I had the tow mirrors on my Press TRD Pro Terra. Those things are gigantic. I would only be getting the tow mirrors if I towed a lot because the regular mirrors are more than fine. But if I'm towing a lot, I would want those. Let's see. Douglas says $6,000 to add tow mirrors. That's insane. Supposed to be aftermarket tow mirrors. Yeah, let's find you one with tow mirrors then, dude, because that's a lot of money. Let's see. Mundo says, oh, have a ranch. I don't know what that means. Dash says, sorry, no tow mirrors. About to put on the TRD lift. Like that. TRD lift is awesome. If you like lifts. I like the stock height of the trucks. I'll be completely honest with you. The older I get, the more I like the stock look versus insanely built up. But that's just age. Not getting any younger here, people. Not bolt on. Yep. I knew it was a pain. I knew the tow mirrors were always an issue with that. If Toyota wanted to make it easy, they could make them plug and play. So if somebody sees a truck, hey, Crew Max 6.5 foot bed, I really want that. Oh, it doesn't have the tow mirrors. That sucks. They could be like, oh, wait, hold on. We could install them for $100. Done deal. Everybody's happy. Mundo says, high grass and afraid of messing it up. We also have loose sand. That four-wheel drive will be needed. It's a truck. You might as well have a good time with it. Michael says, found you when getting into the Tundra market. Hi, Michael. How are you, buddy? You've been a huge help. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for what you do. FYI, 70 and sunny in San Diego. I like it. Hey, we're happy you're here. A cheers to Michael. Welcome to the Tundra community, sir. And thank you for being part of Tundra Dude 34. See, I got the Hulkamania tonight. Didn't even notice that. Rock and roll. Lives forever. 40 years of Hulkamania. Let's see. Lex says, greetings, Tundra Dude. Hello, hello. Just talked to my local dealer about the 1794 Limited. They have an allocation for one. I like it. There is a dealership down toward Atlantic City that has 4 coming in. So it really depends on where you are with those. There's only 1,500. So get them while you can. Some will have markups, I'm sure of it. I did do a video a few weeks ago about the pricing. The video's title, the thumbnail, it's a picture of the limited edition 1794 with pricing. If you want to go check out how much that will be, because I don't know off the top of my head. Cheaper than the Capstone, base MSRP. Scott says, what does the 34 mean in your name? That was my hockey number my entire life, growing up till forever. I've always been number 34 after John Van Beesbrook. I was a goalie. He was my idol as a goalie. So I throw 34 on the end of everything. That simple. Gotta love it. So if you ever wonder why sometimes I just sit here and I'm lost, it's because of all the pucks to the head. This is before they cared about things like that. Just get up, shake it off, rub some dirt in it. Let's go, you know? So a lot of pucks to the head over the years, but wouldn't change it for the world. I love playing goal. Chuck says a dealer in Maryland has a special edition 1794 coming in. It's discounted $4,000 off sticker. Now that's a big deal because if I was a betting man, I would say they would be way over sticker because everybody's going to want them. But hey, maybe they're reading the writing on the wall. I don't know. But before we keep going here, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for being here. We're having a good time. If you could do me a favor and hit that like button to help this video go to the moon, and make sure you check out yesterday's video. I want to see what you guys think about the trouble that one of these certain Tundra configurations are having trouble selling. So go check out yesterday's video when we're done here with the live stream. But if you could hit the like button, I would truly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hit that subscribe button. Hang out with us. We're friendly. We don't bite. Come on, learn about the Tundra. Even if you don't like the Tundra, if you're a Ford F-150 guy, if you're a Chevy Silverado guy, we're all friends. We're all part of the same half-ton world. Let's learn from each other. Jonathan says, Tundra dude, you are the man. Jonathan, you're the man, dude. Got a 2023 SR5 Sport and want a lift. Is there a warranty impact? It's going to depend. That is a very hit or miss thing. You have the Magnuson Act that protects you on some stuff. But if something happens, it won't void your entire warranty. It'll void what you do to it. So if they find out, or if you get a lift and something breaks and it has anything to do with that lift you installed, it'll void that warranty. So it really depends. And don't forget, you have a truck that has nothing but radars all over it now, blind spot monitoring, parking sensors. You have all the sensors in the world. These are literally computers. They're iPads going down the road at this point. Toyota Safety Sense, if you lift it, depending on how much you're going to lift it, you could mess with the way those sensors are aimed, and then you're going to have a lot of trouble. So do your homework on that one before you make any decisions and spend the money. As I always like to tell people, the more homework you do up front, the less you will have buyer's remorse later. Have you ever thought about that TRD lift? Because that will keep your Toyota warranty intact. You got to have a Toyota dealership install it, but something to keep in mind. Blaster says, Nashville, Tennessee in the house. I've always wanted to go to Nashville. Joe says, hey, Tundra dude, how are you? Found you the other day when I decided to get a 2024 Tundra 5.5-foot bed, Crewmax, TRD Off-Road Limited instead of a Taco. $75K up here in Canada. Thanks for the Tundra info. Joe, thanks for hockey, because I love playing it, buddy. 75K up there in Canada, and there's not a lot of inventory up there in Canada. So you're thinking a TRD Off-Road Limited Crewmax. See, you have one of my dream trucks, or you're thinking about getting one of my dream trucks. I saw one the other day that was a Windchill Pearl. That was when I was at Shore Toyota about 3-4 weeks ago. It was just perfect. You know, with 2024, with the Limited being all body color and blacked out, that just looks meant to be. If you're someone that likes the look of the Pro and you're looking for something as close to that look without spending Pro money, the Limited TRD Off-Road for 2024 could be the way. So, Joe, did you end up getting that truck, or are you still trying to get that truck? Let me know. Paul, what's up, buddy? I can't believe you cut me deep like that. I don't know what that means, but I hope you're not cut too bad. BJ says, wait, did I skip you, pal? I hope I didn't skip you. I'm looking back in case I did, but oh, there he is. Wow, I can't believe I got a notification. Hello from Chicago. Yes, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't see that. They're coming in fast tonight. So I owe you 10 push-ups, my friend. BJ says, how much more would you pay to buy local? For me now, listen, New Jersey is mostly markups. Pennsylvania, you guys have noticed that I've gone to a lot of dealerships in Pennsylvania lately. That's because they have so many great deals over in Pennsylvania and a lot of inventory. So I'm trying to go and show you what's out there and where the prices are. Would I buy in-state to save a little cashola? For the ease of buying in-state when it comes, and every state's different, but like, the way they have to do the emissions testing here and stuff at the inspection stations, getting that sticker. It's always easy to buy in-state, but if the deal was good enough, I would totally buy out-of-state. 100%. Jimmy, I'm doing well. How are you doing, sir? Got to take a little sip. Hold on. Cheers. Since we're halfway through, we got to give love again to the military and emergency services and the truckers of the United States and Canada. God bless you. Thanks for everything you do, keeping us safe. We love you. Okay. CB Man, Mark, please add that discount info for the Toyota merch shop. Enjoy the Sunday lot walks. CB, if you go down in any video I put up, so if you go to like yesterday's video, it's down in the description. Toyota Outfitters, Tundra Dude, all caps, one word. It's down in every video in the description to find anything you need. Go spend some money and enjoy yourself. It's funny, a lot of people think I get paid for promo codes. That is not the case. I don't know how other YouTubers do it, but basically what I do is for, let's say, Toyota Outfitters, for instance, I'll go on their website and I'll look at what they have and what I think you guys will like, and I will ask them to send it to me, and they will send it to me, and I will wear it on camera and show you guys, and then you will go buy it. That's how this works. There's no pay. There's no pay. Let's see. You have to do YouTube for the love of the game. That's what I've learned. In the May will be 8 years of me doing this channel. It's not a lucrative thing. And don't get me wrong, the gigantic channels make tons and tons and tons of money, but I couldn't imagine doing this if you didn't love doing it. Like if you just went on YouTube and you're like, oh, I'm going to find a topic and start making videos about it. I couldn't imagine doing that without having a passion of what you're talking about. So like I loved Tundras. So I decided to start making a couple of videos here and there, and boom, here we are 8 years later, having a great time on a Friday night talking Tundras, which is like a dream come true for me. But I couldn't imagine just doing something on YouTube just to do something. Like you have to have passion, and you have to realize that there's just not a lot of money until you get gigantic. So sorry, just wanted to let you know. There is no money in the promo codes. With Sparks Parts, what I'll do with them, same idea. Hey, Sparks Parts, what's up? I think my viewers will like that part. Can you send it to me? I'll do an install video and an unbox and tell the folks about it. That's how the promo codes work with me. Some other people always ask, why don't you work with more companies? I get hit up a few times a week, a few times a day, emails, work with us, Amazon parts, stuff like that. This is why I will always be bad at YouTube. I won't work with just anybody as far as a company. I want to work with a company that I believe in or that I truly love. Like if I used Husky Liners, always been a huge fan of Husky Liners. I reached out to Husky Liners, like, can we work together? Back in the day when we were messing around with Husky, because I love their product. NFAB steps, love their steps. X-Tang Trifecta 2.0 tonneau cover, loved it. Want to tell you guys about it. I'm on the Tonneau Pro now, the cheapest tonneau I could find. It's one of the best ones I've ever had. So I want to tell you guys about the parts I believe in. I don't want to tell you guys about just random parts that I never used and they're telling me what to say. I like to keep it 100 with you guys, you know? That's what makes it fun. All right, where am I? I'm lost again. At the Helm Outdoors, what level of hockey did you play in? Growing up, played a bunch of roller, bunch of ice, a couple travel teams here and there. Played into high school, college years. When it was college years, it was just beer league stuff and open hockey and stuff. I worked at a hockey rink, one of my first jobs. That was the best thing in the world. We'd lock up, and then, you'd be the skate guard out there telling everyone to slow down. We'd lock up, and the guys would come in to do like the late beer league hockey at night. And it was supposed to be like 10:40 to 12:20. And we would stay there till like 3 a.m. playing hockey. So when I got in my adult life, it was just beer league stuff for fun. Stopped playing in 2013, late 2013. That was the last time I've played. I miss it. I probably will go back. I was thinking about joining a 40 and up league because that number is slowly approaching on me. Let's see. I'm lost again. I'm so sorry. I keep getting lost. Texas Angler TRD. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Can't wait for the Trail Hunter Tundra. Everybody wants that Trail Hunter. I hope they decide to put it out. It's one of those things they mentioned, November 2022 at SEMA. And ever since then, people ask me, when is it coming? Nothing announced yet, but I would think that's going to be the next trim that comes out, you know, like a nightshade. Will we see them on the lot? Will it be like, oh, every dealership gets one? Or will it be like, hey, 4 of them? Because when Nightshade came back out, I'll be honest with you, I thought we'd see maybe 1 or 2 in the entire year. And I see more Nightshade than anything else around me. Let's see. San Diego for Gerardo. I like it. Lex Upgrade says, nice. My price is $79,465, but not built. Thanks. Okay. Scott says, ever have a mechanical problem with any Tundra you owned? My 07, I had a 2007 SR5 4.7 double cab. I mean, this was as base model gets, but it had the V8 in it. The only issue I ever had with that one is one time I drove over to my parents. I was going to take my mother to lunch. This is back in 2007, 2008. And when we got in the truck, it just wouldn't start. Like nothing. It wasn't a battery. It was like nothing was there at all. They put it on. The guy came, he messed with the battery a little bit, nothing. Just the truck was like, there was just zero power running through the truck at all. The guy put it on a flatbed, they got it to the dealership, and it was starting, no problem. So it was doing a thing where, I can't remember, I mean, it was so long ago, but I feel like it was starting, like I finally got it to turn over, and it would run for like 3 seconds and shut off. Like almost like if the mass airflow sensor was put in backwards or something, it'll start and then shut right off. But they got to the dealership, rolled it off the truck, and it was starting like nothing was wrong with it at all. So I don't know what, maybe rolling it around did something to it, but that was the only problem I ever had. That 2009 I was telling you about, I used to take off road a lot. I ended up busting a wheel well by hitting a pit too hard. I was in this like mud bog, and I came up and tried to go over to another one, not knowing in the middle, a storm we had like collapsed it, and I just bottomed the truck right out, and it blasted the wheel well, like the rivets right out of it. And I ruined the skid plate. The skid plate was harsh, dude. I ended up having to rebuild my custom-made dual exhaust for off-roading. Off-roading did a lot of damage to the truck. There was wiring issues to the battery. They were corroding. It was a lot of stuff like that in the 09, but I was putting that truck to the test, man. There used to be a thing. I don't know if you guys are longtime Tundra owners to remember this. There used to be a thing online called the Tundra Network on a website called Tundra Headquarters. And it was basically like a Facebook-looking setup, but it was just for Tundra owners. I used to have, a page on there, and I used to put up all these crazy videos I'm trying to tell you about. I hope one day I can find some of the footage that I used to shoot back then. We had this like GoPro when GoPros first came out. There was no phones yet or anything like that. I mean, there were phones. They just weren't like iPhones today. These were like flip phones that barely took a picture. So we had this GoPro that had terrible sound. It sounded like you were underwater. But we used to film some crazy stuff out there. My buddy had a Jeep Rubicon that used to come out with us. My other friend had a Cherokee. I was the only Tundra. Brand new Tundra going out there in the middle of the woods. Like people looked at me like I was crazy. But those were fun times. And that's the only issues I ever had. The 07, weird day, wouldn't start. As soon as I got to the dealership, it started right up like nothing was wrong. And the 09, a bunch of off-road related stuff. Okay, back at it. Very sorry for those long-winded responses. All right. Joker says, bought a 2022 Tundra Capstone, 10,000 miles for $60K. Is that a fair price? Well, think of it this way. Back in 2022, when that Capstone came out, there was probably a markup on it because there was a markup on all of them. They're around $80K, right? So now it has 10,000 miles, still fairly new, $60K. Yeah, I think that would be a fair price. Jimmy says, I'm doing good. Joe says, I'm putting a deposit down and trading in my 2022 Bronco Badlands. Agree, it is an amazing looking truck. What's your thoughts on the Badlands? I would love to know. Galactic says, pretty good, Joker. Galactic, thank you for helping me out. I know I'm so behind. Joker says, loving the truck, by the way. Gotta love it. Chuck says, yeah, out of state for sure. Saved me huge when I bought my 2023 TRD Pro 4Runner and Solar Octane. Got it for sticker. Shout out, Hanover Toyota. I like it. Hanover Toyota. Where's that at? PA? Joker says, had a 2006 Tundra with 250,000 miles, rusted out. Otherwise, still would be driving it. I like it. Excuse me. Reggie says, I won the last giveaway and got the TRD Pro grill for my 2023 SX on Sparks Parts. There you go. But like I said, I will definitely get that all settled up. And if the brand that I planned on giving away to you doesn't want to do the job, I will literally buy something out of my own pocket and give it away to you guys. There will be a Tundra part very shortly to give away, and then I just got to figure out what. Josh says, so I saw your previous video. I think you said you weren't really impressed by the new Taco. Any particular reason? Size, power? It's not. I don't want you to think I'm not impressed. I really like the TRD off-road look. The one that I saw in person, the only one I've seen so far, is the SR5. It just looks so tiny next to the Tundra, and I understand the Tundra is the full size, and you got your mid-size truck with the Tacoma, but it just looked so small. I don't know. And with the SR5, it wasn't really built up or anything. It was pretty base model. I'm going to really hold off on that until I see that TRD off-road or maybe the TRD Pro. I think the TRD Pro in pictures looks amazing. So I think they always do good with the Taco. The Taco's #1 selling midsize truck forever. Just, man, when I saw that in person, I wish I saw maybe like a TRD Sport or something first. And we'll have to revisit that, Josh, when I see something a little bit more higher end in person. Of course, I've seen videos. Of course, I've seen pictures. But in person is always completely different, than when you see a picture of something. Joker says Illinois. All right. Galactic says, yeah, that salt will eat up any vehicle. They lower the price from 66. It was on the lot for 80 days. I got lucky. You certainly did. Arrowhead says, really wanting a new gen Tundra. Had to get out of my old car that was falling apart. Prices and rates are too bad. Had to settle for a new F-150 with big rebates and 0% rate. Still want a Tundra in the future. Enjoy your F-150. I mean, the thing about Ford F-150s that, you have to tip your hat to, they sell a lot of Ford F-150s because people love them. And, they're always remodeling. They're not like Tundras where, we sit 7-8 years with pretty much the same platform and then they start to change stuff up a little bit. Ford F-150, every couple model years, they're doing something different to it. So enjoy your time with it, learn from it, get your pro and con list going, and then get back to me because I'd love to hear what you think down the road. BK says, can you get a 24 Platinum TRD with factory 3-inch lift with retractable running boards? You could get retractable running boards on your own. You can't get it from the factory. When you go TRD off-road, it eliminates the power bed step and power side steps. Except the 1794 limited edition. That has a TRD setup on it, but it does keep the power bed step, power side steps. Everything else, it removes it. Doc says, hello from Los Angeles. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Paul says, you haven't done the subscriber Tundra build video in a long time. Kind of missed those. Which video are we talking about? You tell me. Joe says, the Bronco 4-door is pretty amazing vehicle. I made it into an awesome overlander. Gotcha. Just not big enough for living out of for 3 to 6 months. Hence why I'm thinking of Tundra, building an expedition truck. There you go. My wife wants a TRD Pro 4Runner. Should she wait for 2025 or buy the current generation? Listen, you do what you want. Me, I'd buy the current generation. I'm a huge fan of the setup. I know it's old school. I know they haven't done like a real update to it in a very long time, but that 4-liter V6 is freaking legendary, man. And that is going to last forever. So they're going to go with some kind of a 4-cylinder turbo setup with the new one. And everybody complains about the new technology. Man, I would probably get my hands on the 2024 now. Because that's the rumored year, right? 2025 is going to be the new. That's what I would do, but that's just me. Thinking about getting her an old Corolla, right? I mean, that is far away from a TRD Pro 4Runner, but hey, whatever you want to do. TRD says, got a limited off-road package in December. Loved it so far. Have you heard they're charging remote start to keep engine running when you open the door like the new Tacoma? Yeah, there's like subscriptions to that after like your first year. Some parts of it go away. Like if you look on your actual Toyota connected services, you'll see when your trial runs out. But yeah, there's the subscription to keep it going. Toby says, hey, Tundra dude, thanks for bringing the Tundra enthusiasts together. Hey, thanks for being here. Here in Canada, the interest rate still close to 7% for the new trucks. Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy in America too. Where people send in pictures and talk about their truck. I always do reach outs for that, Paul. And it just depends on people that want to do it or don't want to do it. Well, I did one, I wouldn't say recently. It was probably like the end of summer was my last one I did. I can't remember. I'd have to look back. You got to go into the fan feature playlist, and it's set up by the date I put it in. I feel like I did one right before Christmas. You know what I did? Somebody got a Lunar Rock Platinum TRD Off-Road iForce Max 6.5-foot bed. I did a video on them. That was back in the fall. So it happens every once in a while. I was doing it a lot back in the day. Do you and the wife only buy Toyotas? Well, she was a Honda person before this. And I'll always buy Toyotas because of what I do. And because of what I do, I try to get a great deal on the vehicle she drives. So she had the 4Runner. She now has the Highlander. So probably Toyota going forward. Joker says yes. Brian says, is there any long-term benefit to getting limited over buying SR5 with packages I want? Long-term benefit? No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, they're pretty much the same truck. The difference is the packages you get. So there are things in limited you can't get in SR5. So for instance, in SR5, you could get the Softex, but it's heated. In limited, it's standard Softex heated ventilated memory. In SR5, you could get the 14-inch screen. In limited, it's standard with the 14-inch screen. So I have an SR5. I don't feel like I'm missing out. Every once in a while, I'll miss the moonroof, but not enough to go spend the money. So every person's different. Paul, Joker, current gen, TRD Pro Runner for the win. By the way, where do you live in Illinois? There you go. Good amount of people on tonight. Friday night may be the way. Can't do every Friday night because, the wife's a teacher. I got to hang out with her too. And once a month on Thursday night, I have an obligation, which is why I couldn't do it last night. But it's good to see, this amount of people signing on, hanging out, just chilling. We're not really doing anything crazy, just talking Tundra. And that's the fun part. I always like to come in with something to talk about, but I really like to let you guys drive the conversation. That's what's fun. Are you a fan of the new color Terra? Yes, I am. And it's just like every TRD color to me. When I see the picture, I'm always like, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. And then when I see it in person, I'm like, yeah, I really want that. I like that a lot. Terra is a nice color. Really nice. It's kind of like, depending on another great thing about TRD Pro colors, it looks different in the way the lighting is. And that has like a burnt orange look to it sometimes and a very dark red at other times. So I'm a fan of that for sure. Helm says, I'm going to get my 2021 Tundra TRD Pro set up with Mickey Thompson Baja Boss all-terrains. I want to replace the Goodyear Wranglers the dealership put on when I bought the truck. Yeah, Mickey Thompson's were always that tire I wanted. I forgot. It was Baja, but it wasn't Boss all-terrains. I forget what the ones I wanted were. It was ages ago. But Mickey Thompson's, good tire. Corey says, hey, Mark, I've been a fan of yours for about 4 months now. Well, thank you for being here. You have the best Tundra content on YouTube. Keep it up. Well, thanks so much. What color do you think is the best-selling color for Tundra? Okay, hold on. I don't mean to be a pain, Corey, but I gotta ask you some questions before I answer that. Do you mean best-selling color like including white, silver, and black? Because all of those colors, like if you go around the lots, if you see some of my dealership walk videos, 90% of them are those colors. Or are you talking like more of the special colors, supersonic red, smoke mesquite, windshield pearl? You let me know how you want me to answer that. I'll take a wild guess at it. I don't know numbers. Toyota doesn't release numbers like that. They release bulk. It's not like, hey, how many SR5 Tundras sold? That's confidential, interior Toyota stuff only. But they'll be like, hey, but we sold this many Tundras as a whole. So special colors. Let's see. I would say, if you are not knowing what we're talking about, which color do you think is the best-selling color for Tundra? So we're talking like Lunar Rock, Blueprint, Supersonic Red, Smoke Mesquite. Man, I'm going to go with Blueprint. I'm going to say Blueprint. Supersonic Red is hit or miss with certain people. Like, they like it, they don't like it. I don't see enough Smoke Mesquite out there. It's not a fair fight because it depends on where you are in the country with what colors you're going to see more of. Lunar Rock is one of those colors that people like, but some people really don't. So I'm going to go with Blueprint. I know that would be the color I would want. At the Helm says, I think us fans of your channel need to come together and get Toyota to gift you a Tundra of choice for all you do for the brand. I wouldn't say no, but I don't see that happening. Hey, what I always say to my I don't know what we would call him, press handler, the guy that I deal with when I need like press vehicles and stuff from Toyota. He's a great dude. All I want is just give me the press vehicles when I ask for them and give me the press releases so I can set up a video for them to go out. Other than that, I'm good to go. Let me walk your dealerships. Let me look at your trucks and tell everyone about them. Let me do what I do and just, give me the salute and we're good. But, I wouldn't say no to a free truck. And if it was a free truck, I have no idea what I would pick. I think if they said to me, like, you could have any free truck Tundra, there's a few that I would consider, but that 1794 limited edition is really calling my name in blueprint. But it is offered in smoked mesquite, so that would be a tough one. Let's see. Arrowhead says, I definitely see the most blueprint or Army Green on the road. Army Green's not available on the Tundra anymore for 2024, which I miss it. I miss it very much. George, what's up, buddy? Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Do you know if they are ever going to sell Tundras at MSRP? All the Tundras around me, next door in Pennsylvania, some parts of New Jersey, they're about $4,000 under MSRP right now. Some places around the country, even more than that. The interest rates are starting to come down again to where there's APR incentives. There's even customer cash. So we're on our way. If you're not seeing deals in your area, don't be afraid to look elsewhere. Open up your search radius. Mike says, hey, Mark, you still a fan of putting 93 octane in the second gen? I was putting 93 octane in my Platinum because I had to with the supercharger. And then when I went back to naturally aspirated in the 2020, I did middle grade. And now I do regular grade. So it's just too expensive. And the truck's built for regular grade. That's what I'm going with. But there was a time where I was putting 93 in. Back in the 2016 Tundra and stuff I had like that when it was cheaper. That would be very expensive to do now if you didn't have to do it. Josh says, how good is the JBL sound system and specifically the subwoofer in that TRD Pro you had? Always curious because I've never been in a Tundra that had it. In the second gen, it was god awful. In this generation, I don't know what they changed, but it's a lot better. The sound is a lot better, a lot thicker sound, and a lot more like you could change a lot more of the sound. It's not, what it once was where you get the JBL system in one of the older Tundras and it wasn't much better than the regular system. Even the regular system in the new gen is very good. I don't have a problem in my SR5 coming from the TRD Pro. Can't get the JBL system in SR5. Joker, would be cool to put together a Chicagoland Tundra meet. I'm not going to be able to say that. Schaumburg Toyota used to do those back in 2019, we'll say. Toby says, are they still making a 6-seater or the shifter is always in the center? Only 5-seaters now, no more 6-seaters. Another thing I think they should change, at least on the SR. Joker says, I'm an Oak Brook, Paul. Arrowhead says, they sadly don't make the 6-seater anymore. It is too bad. Gustavo says, thanks. I'm going to do that. I got an F-150 for now, but I missed the Tundra. Enjoy your truck. Central Keystone says, did you turn off the augmented sound in your Tundra? If so, how easy was it? So you only get that fed-in engine noise if you have the JBL sound system. So in SR5, we don't have the JBL sound system. We don't have the fake engine noise. I had it in the Tundra TRD Pro that I had. It wasn't an issue. I left it. It didn't bother me or anything like that. But you can turn it off at the dealership at the lot. And then there's another way to do it. I forget the name of it. You could buy like a thing to plug in to turn it off. But apparently you could take it to the dealership. They'll do it in 2 seconds. But really, if you've never driven with it yet, you get used to it. It's not like something that's annoying all the time. You hear it when you turn the truck on. You hear it when you start in first gear with the truck. It's not like you're hearing it the entire time you're driving down the road or anything like that. It's not that annoying. Some people make a gigantic deal about it, I see on some of the forums. Toby says, hey, Tundra dude, do you miss your 21 TRD Pro? I had a 2020 TRD Pro. It was a great truck, but as I said earlier in the video, I love my 2023. I really do. So, there's pros and cons to each truck. That Army Green one was an amazing look, and, the big V8 and the dual exhaust. I missed the roar of a V8, But overall, this truck in my driveway is great. I don't dislike it at all. Toby said, oh, I answered that. Galactic says, see the new taco blowing. Well, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I love my 1996 4Runner Limited. I like it. Scott says, miles on your Tundra. I think it's 9,000. I think I'm at 9,000, a little over. 9 and change. And it'll be a year old in a month. So almost on pace with the oil changes, I guess, or as per the Toyota Care. But that's that. Yeah, and the miles are going way up now because the first half of me owning the truck, I still worked at my old job, which is down the road. And now I'm traveling all over to these dealership lots, so the miles are really kicking up. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that has been an hour. Looks like we're going to call it a chat. I thank you all for being here. It was a great time. Make sure, 2 things. You have homework. You go watch the video I made yesterday and get caught up on that because I want to talk about it with each and every one of you and see what you think. That's number 1. Number 2, if you're new and you haven't seen them yet, go look at my dealership walk playlist and get caught up because this Sunday we're going out again. Another dealership live stream and another dealership walk video. So I want you all caught up. Learn the Tundra. Anything I can do to help, I love to help. But I thank you guys for being here. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel, hit that like button. Help me out. Help send this live stream to the moon. This was a good one. I thank you guys for being here. On the way out, of course, a cheers to the military and emergency services and the truckers of the United States and Canada. Thank you for all you do, keeping us safe every day. We love you. Good night, everyone. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Be safe, be well. Talk to you soon.